Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR iRacing AI career mode here on the channel. We are here for the first road course race of the season. Welcome to Austin, Texas here, where we have arrived, all teams in the Cup Series have arrived here at Circuit of the Americas for, like I said, one of 7 road races on the season. So very excited to kick that off here today. If you guys watched the prologue before this career mode kicked off, you know that we got quite a bit of road course expertise that we're hoping to be able to put in play here today. It's been a few days, it's been over a week since the last episode. I've been so caught up in recording things that are way more important, so that's where the career mode has been. It's just been basically waiting for an opportunity that I could do this. So we are back underway here from Circuit of the Americas, and I was ready to tear it up here. I can right off the bat start talking about something that happened in this race that basically changes everything, and it's not a spoiler, but basically I could not have stage cautions. So what I had to do is I had to actually turn cautions completely off, because here at Circuit of the Americas, the pace car is broken. By the way, get a beautiful look at that number 21 car we are running here this weekend. Nice paint scheme right there. But basically, the pace car, when a caution is thrown here in Circuit of the Americas, the pace car will exit the pit lane after the leader passes the pace car, and that creates an issue to where everybody will then pass the pace car, and then the pace car will come into the pit lane and the race will never restart. So it's impossible to have a caution here in COTA because of that happening. So basically, we're going to be green all race long, and I can tell you right now, this is the first and only time, unless it gets fixed, that Circuit of the Americas will be on this schedule here in this iRacing career mode. We have a 20-lap race on the way, stages being pretty straightforward. Lap 5, at the conclusion of lap 5, it'll be the end of the stage, but no caution, and then at the end of lap 10 will be the end of stage 2, no caution, and then we race right up to the end of the race. So we just still have the stages, we just don't have the cautions for the stages coming out here now. As you can see myself getting some practice in, as well as feeling pretty confident in this car. We've had a bit of a rough stretch here, obviously, in our rookie season, most recently in Atlanta. We were running really good in Atlanta in the last episode, and then we had a late issue contact with DILLON. We go spinning through the infield and spin right here in practice as well, trying to get a feel for the car. But overall, I was actually relatively happy with the car. But the thing is, going into now qualifying, you have to be very, very careful here in qualifying, because if you run a little bit wide, your lap time will get deleted by NASCAR here this weekend in Circuit of the Americas. So you got to be very, very careful with track limits here. So I was trying to keep that in mind here now as we went down into turn 1 on this early Saturday afternoon for this qualifying attempt here. And you can see myself so far, I hadn't made any mistakes with the track limits, just basically trying to get a lap in and not get that invalidation here. But unfortunately, I was thinking it was going to come eventually here now, because I basically every single lap I had done in practice so far, I had gone wide somewhere, and it would happen on this first and opening lap of my qualifying attempt. Unfortunately here, 2 laps to keep in mind, but it would happen right here. So I go a little bit wide, just a little bit of oversteer, and it got deleted right there. So lap time gone. Lap 2, only opportunity now to get a lap in potentially, but I'm going to make another mistake here. I missed my braking zone and slide right off the circuit. That's another time invalidated, which means we are forced to start at the back of the grid here in a race that has no cautions, guaranteed no cautions, and we're going green the whole way. It is going to be a difficult one now to get a good qualifying, or good race effort, I should say. Let's send it over to Alan Bailey for the pre-race.
NASCAR is going left and right today at Circuit of the Americas, just outside Austin, Texas. I'm Alan Bailey with coverage on ARN. This track was built for Formula One cars about 10 years ago, but NASCAR's in town today, and fans have mixed emotions with this track, some hating the track and others loving the modern facility and the racing it produces. It's the first road course for this new next-gen car, and many experts say that this car was designed for better racing on road courses, but some in the garage area want us to wait and see what this new next-gen car has in store for us today as we get set to drop the green.
Alright boys, sorry about the qualifying effort there, but there's no reason we can't get ourselves a solid finish today. We got a lot of speed, let's make it happen. You saw the starting grid, and here we are ready to go. Green flag racing. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, your front row with William Byron, Austin Cindric, Kyle Busch, all up inside the top 5. No cautions here today in Circuit of the Americas due to the pace car glitch. We are underway, though, for this 20-lap stretch here. Now, as Larson, I mean, honestly, it's going to be very difficult to beat Kyle Larson when he is starting up at the front here now as he heads down into turn 1. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, they're going to settle in line. Austin Cindric trying to go around the outside there. He's side by side with Kyle Busch here through the first and opening corner. Daniel Suarez there, saw him side by side. Maybe a little bit of contact there in the background. As you can see, some cars kind of going all over the place. I had made up a couple positions already here in the first turn, passing the 15, the 51, both the Rick Ware cars, the 77 as well as the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here, as we're going to clear him into the S's. This S is such a different dynamic here with a stock car compared to the design of this track, which is designed for an F1 open wheel car. You can obviously haul the mail through the S's with an F1 car, but this stock car, you have to baby this thing all the way around and just limp around basically to get through the S's decently quick with a stock car. So you can see everybody heading down into the next braking zone. This is a tricky braking zone right here where you're going to see some lockups, you're going to see mistakes, and you're going to see moves like that. Big dive bombs. Tyler Reddick up the inside of the 99 of Suarez. You see some more side by side. Ty Dillon sends one. I'm sending one as well up the inside of the 10 and the 7. Contact with LaJoie, and we're going to go around on this opening lap here from Circuit of the Americas. No cautions, we already know. We've made a big error right there, and I wasn't trying to have any contact with Corey LaJoie. I sent it up the inside and simply just got in a little bit too hot. You can see it right here. LaJoie, he makes a mistake and then shuts the door as I'm heading into that door that was open, and we pay the price for that there now, as I couldn't have really backed out at that point. So it was, in my opinion, a bit of a 50-50 kind of deal, but Kyle Larson, he would hold off on this opening lap and continue to lead the way here as he went down towards turn 1. But now myself trying to settle in here now, that was a big step back because we know the no cautions. We just lost so much track position, so much track time, mainly over track position. So it's going to be very difficult here to get a strong finish, and I was really just setting my goal now to finish in the top half of the field, to give me a top 20 here now. As you can see, lap 2 into the heavy braking zone, a big lunge up the inside of the 77 right there of Landon Castle. We had to get the elbows out. We got to get aggressive. We have been not maybe the most enjoyable rookie to watch here. The fans certainly not taking much of a liking to us here. We have had a few run-ins with some drivers now. Speaking of run-ins, moving Cody Ware directly out of my way right there as we were finishing up coming through the S's here, but continuing to try and close in now on the 15 of JJ Yaley. Joey Hand's going to be in that 15 car in the future as well. Speaking of drivers, keep in mind today's the first race for Ryan Preece as now a full-time Cup Series driver for Stewart Haas Racing in the number 41 car. He's running the Haas car this time around, but starting next episode, he'll be running a new paint scheme that was made by actually a Ryan Preece fan of Martin Roberg, so stay tuned for that one. Move up the inside now of the 78 of BJ McLeod into this final turn, and we're going to take the spot there. A little bit of contact with him. You see a little bit of oversteer on the exit of the corner, but we would hold them off here now as we were already closing in on the final moments of stage 1. You see Austin Cindric here. Not a lot of track battling going on. The track position, it was very difficult to pass, kind of like you see at road courses this year with the next-gen car in real life. It was being replicated quite well here in the iRacing AI. The difficulty passing was insane, and you can see right now Austin Cindric is going unbelievably defensive on the complete opposite side of the straightaway as Chase Elliott is going to try and go around the outside of him, though, down into the heavy braking zone, probably the heaviest braking zone on the calendar here now, but Elliott is going to be able to take the position. One of the few passes we are seeing here since everybody's kind of gotten sorted and settled out here. Now, as you can see myself, look at this. Final lap of stage 1, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. sliding around there. He had a bit of a lockup now, so we're closing up on the back of him very, very quick here now as we head down towards the braking zone all over that rear bumper. I'm going to try and go up the inside. He's going to throw a block. I'm not going to settle for that block here. We're not taking that today. We're going to run right into the back of the 47, move him out of the way, and take the position here now as we continue on. Kyle Larson, he would come through to win stage 1, but keep in mind it stays green here today, so no cautions, but Larson wins stage 1. Hamlin, Byron all the way through to Chase Elliott, Cindric, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, and Joey Logano would round out the top 10 for the stage points. Continue on though, as we were trying to continue to gain positions as quickly as possible, and I was now all over the back of fellow rookie here in the number 16 for Colleague Racing of Jay Cook. We're going to lunge one up the inside of him here now, and that's going to be now a top 30 position that we're going to take here from Circuit of the Americas. Look at this line of cars. There's a lot of positions up for grabs right here now, all over the back of Corey LaJoie. We had that moment with him on lap 1 that resulted in myself going around, and now we're up the inside here. Alongside, you see Haley missed the corner up there in front of us. He's now alongside Eric Almirola. We cleared LaJoie, and now we try to close in on this battle here, and sure enough, as we came through to the penultimate corner, now down towards the final corner, up the inside of that 31 of Haley. He lunges deeper into the corner, but he kind of misses his braking zone. That opens the door for me to clear him with ease, so we continue moving our way forwards here. Now, as you can see, Austin Cindric again losing more positions, this time to his teammate of Ryan Blaney in the number 12, and Tyler Reddick now putting a little bit of pressure on him, but he holds off that number 8 for now. But Cindric is one of the few drivers losing ground here, as passing is very uncommon in this race so far. However, I myself am kind of proving that to be wrong, because we are passing a lot of cars, Eric Almirola being the most recent one now, and we just continue on an absolute roll here with 13 laps to go. Look at that right there, the 43 of Eric Jones sideways, a little bit of contact there, he shuts the door. We're all over the back of him here now. He's going to leave the door wide open on the inside, so of course we're going to take a last second defensive move there from the 43. I said absolutely no way, and we're going to clear him there and move up into now P26, and then we're all over the back there of Ryan Parise in the number 41, as we're going to try and go up the inside here, as we're going to make maybe a little bit of contact right there on the exit. Yes, there is some side-by-side contact here with that 41. Ryan Parise is trying to put that 41 car in the playoffs. However, he's going to start with about a 100-point disadvantage, basically. So he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to put that 41 in the playoffs here, where he's still side-by-side, not making it easy. He is proving he is here to make a name for himself again in the NASCAR Cup Series and continue to have a ride going into next season. But it was already the end of Stage 2 here. Kyle Larson winning Stage 2 again, so nothing's changed there. He has a multiple second lead over these drivers right here of Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Chase Elliott again through Kyle Busch. Nothing changing up front through Blaney and Cindric, and then rounding out the final stage points, it's Reddick as well as Bell and Logano once again over Suarez, and there you saw the 45 of Kurt Busch. I'll go through the grid there. You see Martin Truex Jr. having a bit of a rough day here in Circuit of the Americas. Bubba Wallace actually running pretty good for his road course standards. He's very, very rough at the road courses now. Christopher Buescher in that number 17, just ahead of his teammate and owner of Brad Keselowski, one of his owners there, Michael McDowell, as well for his standards at road courses, having a bit of a rough day as well. You see now actually up here again, side by side, Keselowski now on the inside, now around the outside here. They're going to go back and forth between who's on the inside versus the outside multiple times here now. As you can see, Keselowski trying to take control for RFK and move up that position here. Now this is what you like to see. You can see myself all the way in the background working on the back of Todd Gilliland right there. So we're trying to pass him and get up into this battle right here. This is to get towards the top 20. So obviously we would like to be in that top 20. You can see these guys, they are not caring that they are teammates right now. They are giving it everything they have, and it looks like the 17 is going to get the position. Yes, he is. And now Austin Dillon around the outside of Brad Keselowski here. Now is Keselowski nearly contact with the 3 right there, as there is some great racing to be had with this AI here. It's a shame we couldn't get the caution system working properly because of the glitched pace car. However, Keselowski is going to lose the position right there to that number 3 of Austin Dillon. Now, as you can see myself here, we just passed that number 38 of Todd Gilliland, so up another position here as we try to close in now on that battle up there in front of us here, as we were just continuing to set a consistently quick pace, and we were now up into the top 25 and just closing in very quickly here, as you can see on the back of the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Now 9 laps to go through the S's. Look how quickly we closed up to the back of the SHR driver right here, trying to maybe catch him a little bit off guard. We're going to sneak one up the inside, nearly contact with the 14, wheel to wheel, fender to fender, bumper to bumper, as we continue side by side through these S's. But as we go up through the elevation, we should be able to take the position right here, and you're going to see the 14 backs out of it right now as we take over the position and now set our sights on Michael McDowell. As that's happening, more battles here up towards the front in the top 10. Austin Cindric continuing to fall down the order. Here goes Tyler Reddick around the outside of the number 2 discount tire Ford Mustang, and now Reddick in that RCR Chevrolet is going to be able to potentially take the position away right here as they come through the double right-handers as they head to a very weird and unique heavy braking zone here through the now double left-handers. But the position goes to to Tyler Reddick, and Cedric holds on now as Logano tries to pass at 20, comes up a bit short there behind Christopher Bell and remains in that 10th position here now as we're all over the back of that 34. McDowell with a very defensive line. I wasn't going to shove him out of the way because he was kind of there before I got there, and now he actually goes up and airborne right there on 2 wheels, that 34 does, and he would stay ahead for the time being, but here we are into the braking zone, sending one up the inside, actually briefly split the middle there, 3 wide, as the 6 car really slowed up, so we passed the 34, now alongside Keselowski into the braking zone. Word of the day, braking zone, I think, at this point here, and now comment the word of the day down below. Here's where side by side, elbows out, with the 2012 Cup Series champion Keselowski back in the day with that Penske Racing team. Had an incredible 2012 season, and road courses obviously at this that point in time, only 2 of them on the schedule with Sonoma as well as Watkins Glen here. He has yet to win a road course in his Cup Series career, and at this point it's looking like it's probably not going to happen. Now as we continue to try and get those elbows out, run into the back there of the 6, kind of a bump and run move there. Wasn't even necessarily trying to move the 6 car, just kind of worked out that way, and now he's going to outbrake us into the corner, but you can see right there a little bit of an overshoot there, and now some more contact with Keselowski here as we head down this front straightaway. Keselowski runs into my door down the front straightaway, so clearly he's giving his displeasure and disapproval there of what we just did right there, but we do take the position anyway. 6 laps ago, me quickly there in the right bottom of the screen looking at the fuel situation, but we are okay on fuel, and we are nearly into the top 20. A bit of a mistake right there in that penultimate corner, but we were closing in on the back of now Ty Dillon, who has a big moment right there on the exit of the left-hander that goes up that elevation, and here we are all over the back, and now the 42, he's going to go for a block like we've had to put on us multiple times today. I said get him out of my way. I shoved the 42 out of the way. We take the position, and we continue on and now move up into the top 20, but for how long is the question. Now we're running out of time here to go run down Austin Dillon as well as Christopher Buescher here now to 1 lap later, 5 laps to go. Larson's continuing to lead by 4 seconds over Denny Hamlin. We missed the braking zone. We go for a slide. We save it somewhat enough to get it back rolling in time. We do lose 1 position, but it could have been a lot worse there. So we give up the position to Ty Dillon, and actually I had to take a little bit to cool the tires down before I could really get going again. And it wasn't until 2 laps to go in this race to where I would start to reel back in that 42 of Ty Dillon, but a very unfortunate mistake right there as we continue to try and fight to get back into that top 20. Here we are now a little bit closer again, and in the same area where we tried to pass him last time. He's going to go defensive again. I wasn't close enough to even bother, so I said go and do it, and then here he is with the very defensive move, and it's not going to work out because it's going to allow me to do that right there, do a bit of a switchback on the 42 of Ty Dillon, and we're going to have a bit of a drag race right there, but we would clear him here down this back straightaway, so we take the now 20th position back, coming to the final lap of this race. Larson already well underway on this final lap. You can see Dillon and Buescher scrapping it out side by side there in front of us. Austin Dillon moves up into P18. We are trying to run down now Buescher for P19 here as we come through the S's for the final time, and we are quickly closing the gap to the 17, and I'm confident we can beat that number 3 of Austin Dillon, so of course we want to try and do exactly that here. Now to the back bumper of the 17 of Chris Buescher. This should be an easy pass. I'm actually going to give him a push here. Instead of trying to make a move, I'm going to try and set it up here on the next straightaway so we don't lose too much time to the 3 right here. The 17 blows the corner. We clear him with ease. We continue on now into P19. Austin Dillon is in our sights here as we head down into the braking zone. Are we close enough though? That is the question, but the chase is on to get to that number 3 RCR of Austin Dillon. Contact with him in Atlanta just last week. Absolutely sending it into the braking zone, maybe a little bit too deep. We're going to slide right into the rear quarter panel of the 3 of Austin Dillon. We're going to completely turn him around and do some damage on the right front. Getting the car back going, major contact after I completely missed the braking zone, blow right through the corner and absolutely obliterate the 3 of Austin Dillon. We have damage on the right front. It's not going to matter too much there, but the 17 of Buescher, the 42 of Ty Dillon are hot on our tails right here as we head down through the carousel for the final time. Kyle Larson has won here from Circuit of the Americas to get his first win of the season in that number 5, but we're going to come through the final few corners there and absolutely rob Austin Dillon of a respectable finish there inside the top 20. Instead, he's going to get credited with only 1 point in dead last on the day. And there you see Ty Dillon up the inside of the 17 of Buescher for the final time. We hang on over those 2 drivers. Ty Dillon steals the position at the last second over Chris Buescher, and it is P18 for us here today. What has been a rookie season filled with rookie errors, rookie mistakes so far, and we cannot keep doing this. I keep saying that, but we keep doing it anyways here. Now it's like I'm Ross Chastain, just a rookie. So a disappointing way to end the race. We do get the position over Austin Dillon. I didn't show the finishing order because what you saw earlier in the race is literally where they finished basically. So here's the point standings. Kyle Larson's up top, but we cycle through towards the bottom as well, and we are a little ways below by about 16 points or so below the cut line all the way down towards the bottom. Ryan Preece is actually at 12 points after his first race here in the Cup Series, so some work to be done for him. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up here for us today from Circuit of the Americas. Continuing to make enemies, and Austin Dillon might be our biggest one yet. I'll see you guys in the next one, though, from Richmond Raceway, as we are taking off from the runway here just outside of the track, heading to Virginia. I will see you guys in the next one from Richmond for some short track racing. Have a great day, everybody.